Have you ever danced until you thought you might drop? What if you literally could not stop? Imagine, just for a second, a force taking over your body. It commands your feet to move. It forces your arms to flail. You are no longer in control. And, this isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's actually a real event that happened long ago. This bizarre chapter of history is known as the Dancing Plague of 1518. It remains one of the strangest and most unsettling mass hysterias ever recorded. People simply started dancing, and they danced until they collapsed from exhaustion. Some even danced themselves to death. Our story begins in the city of Strasbourg. This city was part of the Holy Roman Empire at the time. The year was 1518. It was a hot July. Life was hard for the people of Strasbourg. They faced famine, disease, deep poverty. No one could have predicted the strange affliction that was about to descend upon them. It started with just one person. A single woman stepped out of her house and began to dance. She didn't have any music. Her face showed no joy. She just danced, silently and relentlessly, in the middle of the street. Her name was Frau Trophäa. Frau Trophäa's dance was not a performance. It was a compulsion she could not fight. For nearly a week, she twirled. She jumped on the cobblestones. Her husband and neighbors begged her to stop. They tried to restrain her, but she would break free and continue her frantic movements. Her feet became bloody and swollen. Her body was racked with exhaustion. Yet, she danced on. The sight was deeply disturbing to everyone who witnessed it. This was not the happy dancing of a festival. It was something else entirely. Something dark and inexplicable that had taken root in their city. The initial reaction was a mixture of pity and confusion. What had possessed this woman? Was it a divine punishment or a demonic curse? They whispered theories among themselves. Some thought she was suffering from hot blood, an overheated brain. Others saw heavenly wrath, or the devil's trick. After about a week of Frau Trophäa's solitary, desperate dance, something even stranger happened. Other people started joining in. It began with a few individuals, then dozens more. Within a month, the streets of Strasbourg were filled with dancers. Men, women, even children began to twitch and spin uncontrollably. Day and night, faces blank or contorted, bare feet slapping stone. Witnesses wrote of shoes disintegrating, feet bleeding, and dancers collapsing. The city's leaders were completely bewildered. The magistrates convened. Guild members gathered. They watched the dancers, frantic and exhausted. The city's physicians were consulted, and they were just as stumped. After ruling out the stars and the supernatural, the doctors reached a surprising conclusion: a natural disease. They called it hot blood. They believed the cure was to dance the fever out. So the city made room: squares, guild halls, even the grain market. Designated dancing zones were created. Chaos turned into an organized spectacle. Then came the musicians: pipes, fiddlers, drummers. They believed music would keep the dancers moving and guide their steps. Carpenters erected a grand stage in the horse market. Healthy onlookers were hired to dance with the afflicted. A city-funded dance party for people falling apart. Constant music and mass gatherings made things worse. Non-stop activity pushed bodies beyond their limits. Contemporary sources claim as many as 15 people were dying each day. From exhaustion, dehydration, cardiovascular collapse. The cure proved more deadly than the disease. Realizing the disaster, the authorities reversed course. The stage came down. The musicians were sent away. Public dancing was now forbidden. Penance and piety would take their place. The afflicted were gathered and sent on a forced pilgrimage. Their destination, a shrine to Saint Vitus in the hills of Saverne. Saint Vitus, a martyr believed to cure nervous disorders. Saint Vitus's dance. At the shrine they prayed, held crosses, and donned red shoes. Priests placed the shoes, sprinkled holy water, and led them around the saint's effigy. Within weeks, the dancing began to subside. After 2 months, the plague loosened its grip. Many credited Saint Vitus with their salvation. Centuries have passed, but a definitive explanation remains elusive. One theory points to ergotism, mold on damp rye causing spasms and hallucinations. Yet accounts lack typical gangrene, and days-long dancing strains belief. Another theory, mass psychogenic illness, amplified by famine, poverty, and disease. Frau Trophäa's dance could have sparked a chain reaction in a stressed populace. In a culture steeped in saints and demons, belief shaped bodies. No single theory fits. Perhaps a mild toxin, magnified by social contagion and superstition. Similar manias flickered across Europe, then vanished as mysteriously as they came. The dancing plague exposes the mind's power over the body. Today, those same cobblestones are calm, but the records remain undeniable. It's a historical cold case, unsolved for over 500 years. What really happened to Frau Trofea and the 400 who followed? Were they poisoned, bewitched, or victims of their own stressed minds? The past is silent. The mystery lingers at the thin line between natural and supernatural. If this story gripped you, press like and subscribe for more strange history. More mysteries wait in the strange pages of history.